Uneasy, thus his head that wears the crown. A quote from William Shakespeare's Henry IV play. And no better quote described the state of Sevilla. This southern Spanish city made history, better known as the king of the Europa League, winning it a record 7 times and having the talent to back it up. But how did it all go wrong? Poor signings, unable to make a profit, and a corrupt owner causing the soul of the club to decay. And rising debts, well, wants this king now fighting for scraps, as their loyal subjects cause riots and trapping the players in their own training ground, wanting change, demanding change. And change is gonna happen. Hello, you absolute wonderful people. Hope you're doing well. As Mr. Hawk has travelled to the city of Seville to take over the Sevilla job, in fact. And oh boy, they need a good manager or what, because things in Sevilla are not looking good, in fact. Yes, they used to be known as kings of the Europa League, in fact, winning more European trophies than PSG, Man United and Man City combined. That is a hell of an achievement. But how's it going now? Absolutely terrible. Another abysmal season where they've just barely survived. And in fact, the supporters have had enough as well, trapping their own players in the training ground. It's horror scenes at most, to be honest with you, in a state of a disaster. And it can get a lot worse, especially that their owner is currently serving time behind bars for corruption. And the club, well, with poor transfers, is serving a world of debt. How much debt, in fact? Yeah, that much debt. As we have got £140 million in debt, and we can't spend any of the transfer budget until that debt reaches zero. How are we going to do that, Mr. Hawk? Well, it's going to be a bit of player sales, in fact, to reduce the debt to zero, and oh boy, we can spend some money. But that's how it is. It's going to be similar to my Schalke / Torquay United, like a debt-based career mode. So basically, we've got to sell some players to then be able to make some money as well. So let's have a look at the squad. No, boy, this club has fallen from grace, hasn't it? Just look at it. It's not like this squad used to have the likes of Rakitic, Ramos, Alves, and it's just not even appealing, isn't it? I don't know much about it, but hopefully I can get the best out of these players. Yes, I said I can't spend any money, but that's why free agents are a thing. And with a highly rated goalkeeper named Luis, in fact, I thought, yeah, let's test my chance. And also loan players, because again, I'm not spending money. And that's why the American from Milan, Yannis Musa, in fact, joins us on a year loan with no obligation to buy. But also, more importantly, we did make a start on selling players, in fact. Our biggest sale, Sosa, going for a big amount of fee, reducing the debt now to £105 million. So, with the squad going how it is, let's see how Mr. Hawk does with his first season with Sevilla. This is going to be a very long season, in fact, just like our very first away game. It's a long one to the Canary Islands against Las Palmas, in fact. Kick off, and we mean business right here. Yannis Musa, lovely run, the chip over to Isaac, and the volley was spectacular, in fact, for Mr. Hawk's first goal with his Sevilla side. The promising start turned a little bit stale, in fact, but until Edu came along to deliver the second. Next up, we have Luis over here with the save. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3. And speaking of three, well, a third goal was certainly going to be on our way. As a one-on-one chance for our Belgian winger, highest rated player, Dodi Lacabunha, who delivered the third goal and the 3 points for Mr. Hawk's first game with his Sevilla squad. And oh boy, right, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation of this stadium, but it's absolutely spectacular. Ramon Sanchez Perdue Stadium. Probably butchered it, I do apologise, but our forwards weren't butchering nothing. Probably their defence, because a big man is Mr. Hawk's ideal, in fact. Just like Barry, in fact, and oh, I can't forget about Barry, especially now since he hit the freaking crossbar, in fact. But Isaac was causing these Villarreal defenders a load of headaches, in fact. And well, their goalkeeper had to pick the ball twice out the back of the net. And well, that eye for brothing for those defenders went all to me, because at the back we failed to freaking clear it. Save from Luis, the rebound for Barry, and of course he had to get it in the net. As long as we don't do that again. Did you just listen to what I just said? Oh boy. But at least I had zero issues up forwards, in fact. Saul back from the grave, in fact, delivered the third And so with the final award, in fact, giving Isaac the match ball as a 4-1 win in our first home game of the season. Now, on to the bigger and more definitely scary opponent, Barcelona at the Nou Camp, in fact. It was just a matter of time who's going to get first blood in this competition. Who's going to be the first one? Both teams did not want to make the error, but a pass into Rafinha over here, the flag was down, and well, they strike first, in fact. Isaac tried to respond right here. It's a good save, in fact, but a double save. Our big man couldn't get past. A corner for Barcelona. Turn to my time to shine, folks, as well. We're able to break through over here. Njuk one-on-one with the goalkeeper and looking dead in the eyes at the stake and put up Arsenal for an equaliser for Sevilla, in fact. The quality was all on Barcelona, especially Rafinha over here. Done two of my defenders. Give it to the big pole, in fact, to slaughter me, in fact. And Yamari on the right ring. Oh boy, right, where's that right flag right here? I'm calling the surrender straight away. Moving on to Athletic Club, in fact. And man, I'm going to really miss Saul once his loan turns over. Because he can score from corners, in fact. But you know the old saying, you never fall in love with a lone player. So I'll fall in love with Isaac, in fact. But Athletic Club wasn't out of it, as their striker scored an absolute stunner, giving some support for our home fans. As their second effort came in, and it was too close, in fact, until we saw the gap in their defence, and our Swiss man scored to make it 3-1, in fact. I was in dreamland, in fact, and wrapping up another win. And oh my goodness, that's probably one of the best goals I've ever conceded. If that was the other Williams brother, I would freaking cry right about now. Was I a little bit nervous? Yeah, I was. But Giannis over here, with the run, he decided to produce an absolute beauty. In fact, I'll fall in love with you, mate. You've absolutely turned the Sevilla side to something else, as we got another win. But now, in fact, it's on to the big one. The Seville derby against Real Betis. This one is going to get good, in fact. But we can't underestimate Real Betis. They have someone I'm worried about. And for crying out loud, not him, it had to be Anthony. It just had to be Anthony, in fact. But don't you worry, Sevilla fans. I'm on the way, as our Swiss midfielder Sol over here has found the gap so easily, and the strike course had to be an equaliser. Until Real Betis blew smoke up my bloody arse as Chimley puts them ahead. Equaliser, well, Njuk hits the freaking post. Doddy faced Adrian, but he freaking saved. Adriano did it. Well, shut up, for crying out loud. I got so angry, so I take my anger out on Anthony. But in fact, Njuk, our Nigerian winger, found the space, in fact, and managed to get us an equaliser. But don't get too cocky, in fact, as my defence gave the ball into Anthony. It's like walking on a landmine. It's not good for you, as we're just blown up by the freaking scene. Real Betis took the lead for the third time, in fact. But hold your horses and stand back, ladies and gentlemen, as the American produced an absolute beauty. Yanis Musa, what a strike, in fact. But Doddy on the wing, he cuts inside, produced a lovely cross to Njuk, and we're able to beat undeserved, maybe, but I don't give two flying. For the last game of the season, we got Villarreal. We're not fighting for nothing. We're going to sim it, and oh, sweet, 2-1. And we finished in 4th place, to be fair. I was actually hoping to get into the Europa League, but Champions League is destined for the Sevilla side, in fact. Top goal scorer and top assist goes to our Belgian winger, Dodi Lucabunya, in fact. Right, when I say I got Champions League football, in fact, I was actually quite excited, but then I realised I can't make another signing, in fact. And all these loan departures that are leaving us, oh boy, this is going to be a very hard one. But we did get 2 players in on pre-contract, in fact. The German midfielder from Wolfsburg for free, and experienced centre-back Aspilicueta joins for a pre-contract, not spending a penny. So this just remind me of the debt. 105 million. Yikes, in fact. But luckily, I've got some 5-star Youth Academy stars to find me the next star. If not, we could build them, we could sell them, and reduce that debt to 0 in no time, in fact. So, with signings, there were very little. And the free agent market was very dull, in fact. The only star player we did sign was Angel Di Maria on a free, in fact. But we did manage to get some players on loan, in fact. From Arsenal, we got Javi Guerrera. We got Kieran Dewsbury Hall from Chelsea. Louis Colwell for Barcelona, in fact. And oh, this one's going to freaking sting Real Betis. we managed to join the better club in Sevilla. Yes, Anthony joins on a loan. But hurt, aren't you? But you know the old saying, there's no loyalty in football. But player sales, in fact, were needed. And I just noticed it's going lower and lower and lower, in fact. And next thing you know, it, Dolly Lukabunya came calling. He wants to go. 40 million to Real Madrid? Yeah, absolutely. And with just one sale away to reduce the debt to zero, we needed to make that sale. And it came along, in fact. £15 million for our centre-back. I said yes, the debt goes to zero. So in our third season, the following season, we can finally spend some money. But this is the squad going into it. Champions League, it's going to be a lot harder, don't get me wrong. But if we just do well, get Champions League again, and we can spend some money, and oh boy, we're only looking on the bright side of life. Okay, so with this squad right here, hopefully they'll do well. Real Sociedad were our first opponents of the season, in fact, and these players were really making themselves at home, especially Anti over here. Cool, I can see why you love him, Real Betis. Absolute beauty to have the Brazilian on our side for once. But Endrick on the wing right here, cross it across to Isaac, who will just steal the show with an absolute corker, in fact. Who thought the big man had that in his lock? Well, Sociedad, they were down in the dumps and it was so easy to walk past him. Endrick, the Nigerian winger, scored a third goal pass. 3-0, in fact. Get in, my boys. Atletico Madrid, on the other hand, turned out to be a little bit more difficult, especially if Isaac was testing the waters with Oblak. But their Norwegian forward caused us so much problems. So much easier he was able to destroy us. But if you know the saying, life gives you lemons, then go for it. And especially if life gives you Anthony, Isaac, Edgic. Oh, God, I was getting hope there. But sadly, all the life got drained out of me thanks to that damn Norwegian forward. Tore me shred by shred, and tonight I certainly want to forget losing 3-0. So Champions League football awaits, and Liverpool at Anfield, oh boy, it's going to be a hell of a start. In fact, Javi Guerrero gave himself time, literally all the time by himself. He was by himself like Tom Hanks in Castaway. He passes Wilson to Isaac for the opening goal. In fact, I couldn't believe it myself as Liverpool started to fret, as Teller's shot not paid my defender and passed Louise for an equaliser. Next thing you know it, Teller was back at it again, but oh, that was close. Isaac then played it across, tried to get the first goal, but damn Georgie with the save, in fact. Close, but we need to make an effort. Anthony in the second half, certainly he was going to go for it, but nope, not going to be. Gakpo decided to go for range, shot gets blocked, but then it goes back to Gakpo, but Louise with the save once again. You could tell this game was getting close. Pushing on, in fact. Anthony shugs off the defenders into Isaac. We've taken the lead once again. Liverpool were having nightmares of the Europa League final, in fact, as they're losing to Sevilla once again. And I went for goal. I'm going for goal. Angel Di Maria crossing in. It's a beauty. Anthony shot. It got saved, but so the Swiss midfielder scores the rebound. 99 Liverpool. We're through to the next round. Well, in fact, we had Borussia Dortmund in the round of 16. 2-1 win in the first leg. And, well, at home, we hope to take advantage of it. How long will that lead last? 2 minutes, in fact. Karim Adiada on the wing. Played it across to their big striker with an easy tap. And it's all squared, in fact. But don't you worry, folks. We have Anthony on the ball. All hopes trying to restore. And afterwards, the Dortmund defender took him out and decided to leg it outside the stadium, in fact. Referee decided to give us the penalty and reward the red card, in fact. And on the spot, Guerrero slots it in top corner, in fact, giving us the lead. And with the extra man, it was so easy to get past us into the box. Endrick delivered the fourth, and Isaac was having a blast, in fact, as we're through to the quarterfinals. Which again, we're back into Germany against Bayern Munich. In fact, first leg wasn't so fortunate for us, losing 5-3, in fact. But if you get the ball into Isaac, you're making good progress. As I went straight through Neuer and we're only one away. Isaac then turned to a man possessed, but Bayern had a priest named Emmanuel Neuer. I mean, come on, the guy was more close of getting a bus pass, for crying out loud. How is he pulling off saves like this, for crying out loud? I thought I had some effort right here. Anthony cuts inside, cross it into Isaac. Overhead kick for the equaliser. So I thought. Linesman raised his flag. It's offside. Come on, you can't deny a moment like that. And the clock, oh boy, it was ticking. Not looking good for us. Anthony with the run, plays it across to Isaac with the tap in fact. and we're all square. And before I say extra time, oh boy, this took a whole different tale, in fact. As a red card, we were down to 10 men going into extra time. But in the 117th minute, in fact, Anthony says, finds Adams, in fact, and the hero for us defeating Bayern as we turn into the next comeback kings of the Champions League. Onto the league as we're at the Bernabeu, in fact, against Real Madrid. Plays it across to Anthony. All I need to turn is turn, twist, and oh, wait a minute, 1-0. I see why you love him so much, Real Betis, to be honest with you. Oh, wait a minute, Dodi Lukabunya. This is pure karma, but hits the post, in fact. Whew, that was a close one. I would have been freaking annoyed. But with the finishing touches of Isaac, all I have to say is timber! Don't get me wrong. We had some issues, in fact, like, for example, not able to tackle Kylian Mbappe. He gives it to Valverde. Easy. Certainly able to pull one back. Settle the nerves right here. Isaac fights it. Found Courtois, and with the help of a little bit of Butterfingers, we've got the 2-goal lead, in fact. Cruise control. Oh, wait a minute. Not him. Anyone but him. Oh, I had to be our former player. At least he didn't celebrate. I would have freaking lost my marbles. But someone I am going to hurt, in fact, is Loic Babe, my centre-back, in fact. Unable to control the ball, hands it to his fellow Frenchman, Kylian Mbappe. And he thought, oh, sweet. Lovely present, in fact. And that's the equaliser for Real Madrid. Oh, boy. But help was on the way. Not Mrs. Doubtfire, but our right back, Cameron. Lovely over it goes. And the fullback managed to get the winner past Courtois. 4-3 victorious over the Bernabeu. What a historical win, in fact. But on to the biggest one, the Champions League semi-finals. We were two goals down the first leg, in fact. With the backs against the wall, in fact, it wasn't looking good. Luis with a great save. A double save, amigo. It wasn't going to plan, in fact. But then there, Georgian, in fact, looked like he was going to be on fire. And it wasn't, he was. We're 3 goals down. And Hakimi on the wing, cross it in for Kvaratskhelia with the looping header and shattering our Champions League dreams. We got knocked out of the semi-finals. So we can see right here, top goal scorers. We've got 29 goals for Isaac. And with the most assists goes to Kieran Dewsbury Hall and Anthony. We did finish in 4th place once again. Still not pushing it for the title. But at least we can have another crack at the Champions League. 3rd season with Sevilla, and look at how much we've got to spend. The debt is 0, and the board has rewarded us with a good transfer budget of 160 million. Oh boy, I love it. Oh, we did make some free contracted signings. Javi Guerrero, in fact, joins us on a permanent deal. Mikel, in fact, another midfielder, and finally we returned Saul back to the club as well. 3 good signings, and we look at the squad right here. Some players want to leave. Anthony wanted to go back to Manchester United. Apparently something about death threats and that. I don't mind, to be fair, as we've got to look for a new winger. But with the amount of money we've got to spend, oh boy, I'm looking forward to it. Following up, giving some Isaac some competition, we did sign the Brazilian from Fulham, Rodrigo Muniz, for £15 million. And we can't forget who brought us to this, free agents, as Serge Gnabry we managed to get for free. A good replacement for Anthony on the right wing, in fact. Yanis Musa, of course, we've got to bring him back. Absolute worth £30 million, in fact. Absolute bargain. And speaking of bargains, we're not spending our money, we're not flashing it away. Is that what got us in this situation to begin with? So Ansu Fati for just £15 million, I think was absolutely worth it. Attacking forwards Ryan Aratnoui from Wolverhampton Wanderers for £30 million, I think was absolutely necessary. So that's the squad right here. I'm really happy with it. The midfield, I want to make this like the permanent midfield going into it. Just like Sevilla's deadly trio. I think Yanis Musa is absolutely 100% the number 1 sign I was going to make. Rodrigo Muniz is going to give some Isaac some competition because he never had that. But to be fair, I'm quite happy how it's going to go through. How we're going to get into the season, that it's going to be a whole different story. Let's see how we get on. Okay, boys, let's really put this to the test. Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, in fact. And I would like to go for the title, in fact. I think we've got enough ready for it. And this squad, well, they passed the test with flying colours. Ryan Adnoui, in fact, so much time. And went near post, beat Courtois with ease, in fact. But the return of the American brought waves across Sevilla. Gave it to Isaac. It's 2-0. Just brings me back to season number 1. Now, I've got something in my eye. Hold your horses right here as Jude Bellingham strikes them back with 2-1 in fact. But Real Madrid, they were causing me a lot more pain, especially by my former player. Why does he always scores against me? 2-2 to share the points in fact. But let's see how he gets on against Barcelona. So it felt like he was working till 9 till 5. Gave it to Isaac, then saved from Alisson. Isaac with the rebound header though. We've got 1-0 up. It was going well, in fact, right here. But yeah, Mary went for shot and he scored a jackpot. Louise, I'm a bit disappointed he didn't save that, in fact. And you think I'm being a little bit judgmental over here. But the second effort from Barcelona, especially from their centre-back, Eric Garcia, why don't you judge him now, in fact? Where Ansu Fati plays it across to Musa. Into Isaac. Flag stays down. And we've got an equaliser. Favour in the second half. Isaac turned to a marked man. Off the bench he goes, and Rodrigo Muniz, like a free bird, swoops in and gives Sevilla the lead. The counter-attack inbound. Barca, well, their fate was settled in stone, especially by their former player Ansu Fati to give us the win at the Nou Camp. Champions League, we got through to the round of 16, and it's a semi-final rematch against PSG. We got the win so far, but the Parc de France, all the focus was needed. Musa doing his effort right here, but unlike some people, for example, our right back Camero, and puts us 3-1 ahead. PSG, well, they only took it like a bruise, in fact. They went straight through us, charging like a Roman elite. And well, I was absolutely pissing myself. Martinez stopped by Louise, but sadly Kulusevski with the rebound, and it's all level. Not going up, in fact, as we had a 1-2 right here from Musa and Xavi Guerrera. Then played it across to Ansu Fati. It's 4-3 in the second half. PSG were done playing around, especially I've got a centre-back named Lloyd Bailey over here, who's actually turned to a freaking clown. Martinez makes it 4-4. But our striker, Isaac, well, he was shrugged off by Hasham Hakimi so easy. In fact, go for goal number 5. He certainly will. This turned to a proper clash in the Champions League. But at the back, Lloyd Bailey puts it across to Martinez, and it's 5-5. 90th minute goes in. I thought extra time was going to be on the card, but Valverde, he was one-on-one. And we save. Bay failed to clear it. It's 6-5. We got knocked out of the round of 16. Freaking clowns. Let's take it at home, in fact. We've got the Seville derby. Betis, well, they kind of built up a good squad themselves, especially El Barto back in there. What they needed was a tall centre-back. Over it goes to Isaac. No one to reach him for the opening goal. Next, we needed more goals, but again, that Dutch goalkeeper, he was good for me for Man United. There's a reason why he's good. Save after save, and seriously, this was going to get me annoyed. Literally, you could see on Mr. Hawk's face how mad he was getting, because sooner or later, they'll go up the other end, and oh, wait a minute, 1-1. As that was the first shot, and our keeper was unable to save it. Next up, it was our turn to feel the wrath of Real Betis, but we managed to catch him on the counter-attack. Njuk, in fact, Lone Ranger, all by himself, in fact. Io Silva, away! There we go, we got the 2-1 lead. Going for the 90th minute, their last chance, and stopped, in fact. But what are you doing? Oh, you freaking moron, Lloyd babe! Seriously, you've cost us the derby. I've only got one word to describe you in my freaking head. Traitor! Permanently rotten on the reserves. We had a semi-final clash in the Copa del Rey against Barcelona. Pushing on 2-1 lead. Raymond counter-attack. Oh. Moving on, Ansu Fati spotted one America with a long range pass, puts us 3-1 ahead until Barcelona had their first shot, and you know it's going to go in. Louise can't save anything for frick's sake. What happened to you? But next thing you know, we gave Barcelona a taste of their own medicine. Swallow it, yes, hey, swallow it, I'll take it. Tiki-taka football, Musa with the finish. Should be it, really, should be writing up, but Barcelona were back again like a Facebook stalker. Cross in, open header, 4-3. I need to breathe. I need to freaking breathe. Serge Gnabry on the wing will cross it in once again. Ansu Fati with a tap in as the former Barcelona player comes back to haunt them, but off the bench right here, securing Sevilla's face in the Copa del Rey finals. Rodrigo Muniz, 5-3 victorious. We've got a Copa del Rey finals to fight for. Well, the favour goes to us, in fact, because look who we got in the finals. Rayo Vallecano, in fact, but they got to the finals for a reason. Can't underestimate them. I'm looking at their squad, nothing too much apart from Marcus Rashford out of all people. Can't underestimate him, but oh boy, could this be Mr. Hawk's first trophy for the Sevilla side, winning the Copa del Rey? Well, there's only one way to go find out. Let's see how these Sevilla lads get on. Come on, boys! Here we go, we've got the first chance. Mikel plays it across to Yanis Musa. Good dribble, in fact. Is he going to get the first shot? No, it's into Isaac with the finish. It's not going to be. It's saved, in fact. We've got a corner. First chance goes to Sevilla. Can we take our chances with this corner foot? Serge Gnabry going to whip this one in to Isaac, who heads it over, in fact. Unlucky. Oh, wait a minute. He's down her. Hopefully that won't affect the game. Injury really hurt us, to be fair, but Ansu Fati, I'm glad he's not injured. Into Javier. Mikel, Yanis Musa, look at him, dodge. Oh, he's doing the tango past him, in fact, rodeo, as the American with 5 minutes puts Sevilla in the lead in the Copa del Rey finals. Oh, here we go, on the counter-attack, edge of the wing, Rail, O'Connor for the equaliser, into Marcus Rashford, played it across the turn, it's saved by Luiz, rebound, flag goes up, no, it's an equaliser, our lead evaporated just like that. And through ball, unable to. Marcus Rashford, edge of the wing right here, going to get a cross in. It's headed. It's a poor header, in fact. The shot! And, well, I've criticised him this season. Luiz, it's a good save. And, oh, you know what? I've got to take him off. Isaac's coming off. Rodrigo Muniz is coming on. Goal kick, plays it short. Let's see if we can do some work right here. Come on. Yanis Musa plays across to Mikel. Back into the American with space to time to run. Oh, wait a minute. Rodrigo Muniz is onside and certainly will make his impact off the bench. Oh, it's good work. Rodrigo thought, give me the opportunity, give me the time, and he'll slot it in, putting us back in the lead in the finals. Rayo Vallecano trying to go on the verge. Back heel from Rashford with the shot. The save, in fact. Oh, boy, that was close to letting him back in it again. But now we've got control. Javier. Oh, so good turn his lone permanent, in fact, as he could easily pick a pass so easy. Finds the gap. Who's going to make the effort? Ansu Fati is. Over to the American. Yanis Musa converts it. And we've got breathing space before half time. It's a good counter attack. We've got things rolling. And we're now 3-1 ahead. Here we go. Musa plays it across to Mikel. Mikel trying to draw those mid defenders away. I would like to go for more personally, and we're going to get more. Ansu Fati, calm as you like, it's 4-1. We've got this cup finals on lock now. Rashford trying to go something, gets absolutely slaughtered by Sanchez. Oh God, sorry, Pamara, a young Mexican from our academy, plays it across to Rodrigo, going to get another, and oh, he made a certain impact off the bench. It's 5-1, and that celebration proves, oh, it's the knockout blow in this cup finals. There we go, come on, youngster, through balls it to Sanchez, plays it across, and now Rodrigo for the hat-trick he has. And well, to be honest with you, that goal has given me questions. Who's going to lead the front line for next season? Because, well, I've never seen that much of an impact off the bench from Rodrigo Muniz, and maybe he does deserve the starting lineup over Isaac. Good dribble, in fact, and now Rayo Vallecano. Oh, that's great work. Pass by defensive ease, and the shot, well, but it's now 6-2. But it doesn't settle the fact that Sevilla will win the Copa del Rey. In fact, Mr. Hawk's first trophy with the Sevilla boys. And well, it's a spectacular second season, winning silverware, in fact. But the third season, we've got to push on and we've got to do a lot better, in fact. And well, certainly this trophy is only going to be the start of things. Well, good cup trophy down us in the league. We did finish second. Real Madrid ran away with the league titles. Hopefully next season I'll go for it. And top goal scorers, and the American gets 21 goals for this season. In fact, Ansu Fati with 20 goals himself. He's been a revelation in that left mid role. And finally, with the most assists, it goes to the American as well. So first thing first, before we kick off season number 4, these two out of here. First thing straight away. Luiz sold and offered, Arsenal, good luck with this frickin' traitor. But who we're going to get in replacement? Well, Mr. Hawk is thinking big, in fact. £50 million for Newcastle goalkeeper, the Ukrainian Urban. And for that defender, oh, you said about big. 75 million, what do you think about that? Piero Hincapié, in fact. I probably butchered that surname, but hopefully he'll be an absolute butcher at the back line. And well, I was having a bit of thought about our next signing. Real Madrid, they've got Jude Bellingham, of course. Even Atletico Madrid has Conor Gallagher. But who's our English midfielder? Oh, that's right. James Maddison. Oh, that's who we're going to sign him for £22 million. We're going to play a good round of darts later, aren't we, mate? And speaking of Real Madrid, I don't know what they've got against my right midfielders, but they've already snatched our Belgium, Goldie Lukabunya, but now they're going for Serge Gnabry, activating his release clause. He's sold for £35 million. At least we made a profit. Who's going to be the right mid to replace him? Former Real Betis man, Diallo. Still got it out for you, Betis. Yeah, he's going to be our star right mid. So that's the squad going in. I expect big things. We're going for the league title. And of course, I'm going to have another shout at the Champions League. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, this is another La Liga station. And of course, the big stage, we need the big players. Let me welcome to you, Diallo, in fact. Absolutely makes himself at home. And well, with the time going well, defending on point. Oh, you absolute idiot. Oh, well, Turnbull sadly unable to save it and equalise that. But never mind, folks, with Ansu Fati on the wing. And it made things so much easier. It's like Leonardo da Vinci at work. Innocent touches, of course, that could even make the Mona Lisa smile. It did make me a little bit annoying over here, as their left mid, in fact, causing me so much pain and being an absolute handful. But if we've got players in the squad like Musa, who's been top performance since day one, then you know you're going to have absolute joy, as the American's got a goal and assist, pretty much putting us in the title charge already. And well, of course, Real Betis are away, and with no traitor in sight, but it looked like they had another annoying goalkeeper in, save after save. But a corner came in, and Rodrigo Muniz with the header standing tall ahead. Diallo, their former player, on the wing, cross it across to Rodrigo, control, finish. Oh, it's only offside. But Real Betis should be calling the cactus, because they've been an absolute pain in my arse. Ah, breathe. As long as I have the American, in fact, who knows what the offside rule is. I know, WTF or what. But with Ansu Fati on the wing, in fact, Real Betis could only do is pray for mercy. But he's all out of mercy. Ball into Diallo. Found Rodrigo onside this time. It's 4-1. And with our youth academy, we let him have a go in the big Seville derby, as the Mexican Mohawk delivered the fifth in a 5-1 drumming. Now on to the Champions League. It's round of 16, and yet again against Borussia Dortmund. We were 1-0 ahead, but they need to calm down. Kudus, only one goal, but he tended to ignore my warning. Another lunging tackle, another yellow card, and well, 3 minutes later, he's out of here. So easy, in fact, for Rodrigo to get inside the box. Shoots it off the post and in to secure a second goal. But Dortmund, they were losing their marble. Tackled in, Fati in the box. Javier puts the ball in the spot, secures us a quarter-final fight. But against Valencia over here, it came a little bit too close for tension. Rodrigo, you need a taxi, or do you want me to drop you for Isaac? I'll do it. But Valencia were trying to ruin our title hopes. Lovely strike, and they're 1-0 up. Not half time yet, as the former Valencia man equalised. Yanis Musa, of course, seemed to have a little bit of a cult following when it comes to flops. In fact, it's our prime centre-back Piero. Worst time tackle, penalty, and come on, Turnbull. Oh, he beats the Ukrainian once again. It's 2-1. Unable to make a dent against this. Well, they really were twisting my hand. You've made me do it. You've made me unleash Ansu Fati on you. And oh boy, 2 minutes later after the equaliser, there was no stopping the Spaniard winger. You've just earned a place in the thumbnail, mate. Securing the winger, of course, the man off the bench, Isaac, 4-2. We're leading a proper charge for this title. Barcelona then come calling in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We were 2-0 up, and at home, oh boy, we were just inviting so much pressure. It was like Porky Pig going into the local butchers. Yeah, Mary, wonder strike. And that could be all, folks, indeed. As all our efforts, well, they were off target. But one hairdryer treatment later, and it worked. Our left back Ryman spotted Rodrigo with a tap in. The one who missed the hairdryer treatment was our freaking goalkeeper. Absolute failing to come off his line. Jonathan Davies literally had nothing to do but header it in. And as Barca were looking like they were going for all or nothing, in fact, we managed to catch him on the counter-attack. And the American was in the prime space. Look at him. He's actually feeling like at home. He's running. Is he going to get a touchdown through that? He's going to get a goal, securing our fate in the semi-finals once again in the Champions League. But first, there's one little birdie I just need to take care of. Real Madrid in attacking bound, folks, as we literally light the place on fire. All the defenders, well, they were absolutely panicking. Muniz found Fati. It's 1-0 just like that. The pressure our way. Well, can we deal with it? Kylian Mbappe close for it. Turnbull, close your freaking legs. What are you, Bonnie Blue or something? Keep them closed. Just shake it off. Rodrigo proving to be the right man to start over Isaac. But straight from kickoff, our expensive centre-back caught napping, in fact. Don't you? Oh my God, he's freaking celebrating. You've unleashed the world of hurt, haven't you? Meet me at the half-time tunnel, I'll show you something. But instead, I'll show Ansu Fati. He's got the ball, and the former Barcelona player, you give him an inch, he'll give you a mile. And following up, Diallo had time to shoot with 4-2 in fact. But Real Madrid's Englishman reduced the lead. But we've got our own Englishman, James Maddison. Bullseye! Gives us the win over Real Madrid, securing our fate for the La Liga title. But could we secure our fate in the Champions League in semi-final clash against Juventus? It got a little bit stale, but with Diallo spotting the run of Rodrigo, we've only got one more step away for the Champions League. And while returning the favour of here, Rodrigo gave it to Diallo with this strike, stunning the old ladies. But Sevilla will settle their fate in the Champions League finals. Folks, with the La Liga table looking like this, with 2 games remaining, all we've got to do is get one win, and we've outpassed Atletico Madrid for Sevilla's first La Liga trophy in over 80 years. Who's the game to secure Sevilla's fate for the La Liga title? And you're not going to believe this, folks. It's only Real Betis. Yes, folks, the Seville derby of all Seville derbies to secure Sevilla's fate for the La Liga title. And one rival stands in our way. They would love to ruin our parade, don't you? That's why we're going to take it at their own stadium, get the job done, and secure our fate for the title. Let's freaking do it, boys. Here we go, through ball it across. Rodrigo trying to find the pass, trying to find the opportunity. He plays across to Mikel, sees the base, but the one and only Ansu Fati forced to save. Oh, come on, just put more pressure on Real Betis. They will break. I've seen them break before. Through ball to Ansu Fati, plays it across Diallo, their former player. Would it be a coincidence of him scoring in this game? He certainly has! The former Real Betis man becomes the saviour for Seville, puts us 1-0 in the lead, and the title could be going to the Sevilla camp. Ball across right here to Ansu Fati. Can we do something in the second half? Through ball it once again. It's easy football, and it's forced to save. The rebound for the fullback Rylan. To be fair, one of the best fullbacks I've had as the Algerian pokes it in for goal number 2. Real Betis, you can see in the background, their hands across their fate, because if it stays like this, their arch rival Sevilla will lift the trophy. Okay, my centre-back's going to go for a run right here, but you know what, Diallo's the more better person making a run. And you can see right there, he's drawing the defenders away into Rodrigo to seal it for goal number 3. Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Rodrigo Muniz has secured the win for us, and Sevilla will lift a La Liga trophy in over 80 years. Come on, counter-attack come in. Come on, unable to now into Hernandez. Pablo Romero with the shot. It's straight at Turnbull though. Turnbull throws it across to centre-back now. It's only a matter of time, Real Betis, before we lift that trophy. As you can see, it's into minutes. Could it get a lot worse for him? I think so. Oh, through balls, 1-2 right here. And now into Hernandez, now 1-2. Oh, good work from Giovanni. Now back into Hernandez with the shot. Not going to get nothing out of that, because you can hear that echo. Thank you, Real Betis. That's all I've got to say, because you've just helped Sevilla lift their La Liga trophy in over 80 years. I appreciate that a lot. It's like Arsenal saying we've won the trophy at White Hart Lane. Now I can say it across to Real Betis as well. Sadly, they won't let us lift the trophy here, because it's causing something like a riot or some sort. So we're going to lift the trophy our home ground anyway. To be fair, they don't deserve to see our trophy celebrations. because this is Sevilla's night. And like I said, after 80 years, they are now crowned the champions of Spain. But hopefully I could be crowned champions of Europe. With the La Liga trophy done, we're on to the finale game in the Sevilla rebuild. Like I always say in all my rebuilds, we only got one shot at the Champions League finals. We either win it and become immortal or fail before our very eyes. Could this Sevilla squad that's overcome debt become crowned kings of Europe once again? Or will it just not be in our nature? One game will decide it, and it'll be right here, right now, against Real Madrid. Come on, there we go. As I was saying, trying to beat the Real Madrid defenders. Sadly, they've had our number a couple of times so far in this rebuild. Could this be the time we can get their number? Over it goes to Rodrigo, the control, the volley. Oh, it's spectacular! One over the top through ball to Rodrigo Núñez, and he will slot it in for us, giving us the lead so far in the Champions League final. Ball into Ansu Fati right here. Could there be more? As it cleared across Ryland with the shot straight at the keeper. Rebound. Oh, the defender got there. The header. Oh, straight at Courtois though. As Real Madrid midfielder or defender, I think it's Danny Carvajal. I can't remember. He's down hurt though, and I don't care. One beautiful ball in. Can we get it? Yes, we can. Let's get him. No, it's a beautiful interception. And oh my God, we're just giving it straight back to him. Plays it across to Mbappe. Mbappe in space. Slight tackle. Where'd that go? Absolutely nowhere. But that shot will go top corner. Real Madrid have equalised. The quality to do my defender like that and the finish from Mbappe. I said I'm going to be in for a hell of a fight, and I didn't know it was going to be this kind of fight. Come on, Javier. Got space, trying to find someone to get an open. Over it goes to Rodrigo, but he's won the ball. Plays across to Musa with the shot. Save though. Ah, for crying out, that'd be a good response. In fact, we've won ourselves a corner here in the Champions League finals. We're going to take it, cross it in. Header gone absolutely nowhere. Oh, couldn't get the header either. Real Madrid going to get me. Good tackle. Oh God, I've got Mikel injured. Javier plays across to Ansu Fati though. Gets the shot off. Oh, Anthony, the former Barca boy who lost faith at the Nou Camp, but at Sevilla it's a whole different life for him, and by gosh, he's taking it well, scoring, giving us the league once again, the Champions League. Real Madrid not out at it, to be fair. Oh God, I might have to take Mikel off, he's hurt. Oh my God, Vinny Jr. through, shot off the post, rebound, oh come on. Oh, what a coincidence, that rebounded shot off the post landed perfectly at the feet of the Brazilian winger, but I can't complain. Real Madrid have equalised, struck me once as soon as I scored. Clear it away. Oh, you just gave it to Real Madrid. Oh, that's a bad invitation. It's like giving Jeffrey Dahmer a knife, in fact. Through ball in. Not him! Anyone but him! It's saved! The rebound! Get the shot! It's a great block from my centre-back. Oh, come on, Ansu Fati. He wants to be on that wing. That's the bread and butter. Maddison, no. Spots a pass for Rodrigo for the lead. No, you can't bottle it here. Especially in the Champions League finals. You know how much this is on the line. But Rodrigo bottles it right on there. But they've got themselves a goal kick right here. It's literally been tooth and nail fighting for it in the Champions League finals. And Yannick plays it across. Come on. Now to James Maddison. Could find the pass. Ansu Fati though got the opportunity and he won't miss. He definitely won't. He'll put it right in the corner. Ansu Fati yet again gets himself a brace in the Champions League finals. Through ball for Vinny Jr. with great touch. But managed to win it off him. Oh God, I was going to say, we're not going to do what we did last time. Javier plays it across to Maddison, who threw balls it to the fullback now. Can we find the pass for Ansu Fati? Plays it across to Javier. We've got the time, going to go for a shot. Ball corner! Corner, you could have reached that. Courtois, Javier Guerrero, who literally was alone, but we made him permanent, and gosh damn it, was the best idea since. Vinny Jr. got touch, got dribble. Oh, good tackle, going able to through balls at once again. Kylian Mbappe! Oh boy, he gets himself his brace, and Real Madrid are just one goal behind us right here. That's not over yet. Maddison. Through balls at Ansu Fati right here. Could we increase our lead? Ansu Fati's by himself. Near post, but Courtois denied the hat-trick. Corner for Real Madrid. 80th minute right here. Oh, come on. Anything. Plays it short right here. 1-2 football. Cross it in. Header. Oh, we got rid of the ball. Come on. Let's go. No, you don't give it to him. Ball straight at the keeper. We've got hold of it. And it's time to end it right here. Full time has gone. Real Madrid have given up at the final few minutes, and Sevilla will be crowned champions of Europe once again. They've gone through debt, pain, and oh boy, it's all worth it just to see that trophy in Sevilla colours. Sadly, my goal was to win the Europa League and the Champions League, but we were pushing for brighter things, and this is it. Champions League finals. Thank you for joining for another rebuild. If you enjoyed, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more. We've got one next week as well, and I'll see you beautiful people later.